guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Game, and a 70 mounts Wood of the Gaming Dragon Bam coming back at you into the Let's Play episode of MajorMinor. Anyway, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel and get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. The stairs creak heavily as I entered the cell. Wait. 1 second, y'all. Alright, y'all. We are back where we need to be. Let's continue. Alright. Senja's office earlier that night. What do you mean he's gone? It's just like it sounds. We can't find him anywhere. He might as well have vanished. How convenient. We found a letter in his room, though. It simply reads, "I'm sorry." An admission of guilt, perhaps? It doesn't seem that way. If he did this, he wouldn't be sorry. In fact, he wouldn't leave anything behind. It seems to be more of a genuine apology. Perhaps he's ashamed that he failed us. It was his duty to protect Clace, after all. I think the letter is of his resignation. He couldn't face us again after this. Or maybe it was to throw us off the trail. Now he'll just go live in silence. We need to hunt for him immediately. That's a pretty far-fetched theory. I don't mean any offense, Singe. Far-fetched coming from you? I thought you relished in far-fetched. Things being both alive and dead at once. You write about quantum mechanics all day, and you say my theory is far-fetched? At least I've based mine on reality. I'm sorry, Jade. That was rude of me. It's just been a really long night, and I don't think it'll end anytime soon. I'll accept your apology. You're under extreme duress, after all. Thank you. So, what do we do now? Oh, good Lord. I think we just move on with our lives. There's not much else we can do. We'll just pay attention to media reports. We're not detectives. We're not police. We can't be expected to solve this, Singe. We have to drop it and leave it to them. If only it were that simple. I do agree, but we can't just sit around. The tour isn't going to run itself. We have lots to do and in so little time. First and foremost, a new bodyguard. We'll need to hire some protection. Not just for Daz, but for everyone. I have a few candidates gathered here. I went on a little hunt for CVs, and I've already run the background checks. Thank you, Jade. You're helping me stay sane. I don't know what I'd do without you. Don't mention it. I'm just doing what you paid me for. I recommend the candidate named Asheron. His past experience is very impressive. That, and he has a perfect track record. Very well. I'd like to see him. Can you call him here immediately? I'm sure he'll understand our predicament. Of course, Singe. But one more thing. What should we do with the contest winners? The sum will rise soon, and I have no idea. I had completely forgotten. It's always something, isn't it? Bring them to me when they wake up, okay? I'll decide what to do when I meet them. This has turned into one huge headache. He takes a deep breath and places his face in his hands. It might be better to just send them home. Or kill them. No, okay. I stare in shock for what seems like an eternity. My mind is bombarded with impossible questions. A cacophony of thoughts and voices assault my mind. How on earth did Keela end up in Terra just like me? Just like that? Hey, are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. I don't really believe in ghosts all that much, but I'd assume I'd feel the same at seeing one for real. This is the last possible thing I expected to happen. Snap out of it, okay? There's lots to talk about here. That much was true. I've snapped back into reality. Perhaps a thorough explanation of this can help me, because right now I'm still wondering why Keela is here. I decided that this is a good question to start with. Well, I remember one last thing. We were in the hotel watching some TV, and they were reported that Clace was killed. Second, y'all. It is coffee time. Righty's ears perk up at the mention of the name Clace. At least that's what it seemed like to me. It's possible he was confused with the word TV. But then that's all I remember from Tokyo. As quick as I saw that, I was here. I thought I was hallucinating or something. I panicked and eventually collapsed. I ate a face full of soil, embarrassingly. I was on the ground for a really long time. That is until this guy found me. He motions his head towards Righty. Yeah, that's how it happened. I didn't think the ritual would bring two, so as soon as I could, I snatched Keela up. I was too late by the time you came, and Damien and Conrad already got you. Our only option was to watch and sneak. I had to find a chance to get you alone. That's why I invited you down here to talk. Keela has told me a lot about you as well.
Can I continue now?
Yes, of course.
Bridie told me his side of the story. Let me just say it makes way more sense. I think you're following the wrong guys. And Damien and Conrad are too gullible. They believe anything the king says. They don't even realize that they're slaves. I'm not sure how to make this any clearer. The king does want Lord Plier to lose, but this Kaling matter is totally separate. There's blatant holes in their orders, but they're too loyal to the king to see. They followed without a single objection. But Bridie here thinks before he acts. He's not a thrall to this Velasquez. I think he's the good guy here, Kairos. What do you think? You have my back, don't you?
I honestly don't know what to think. I'm so confused. Some of this makes sense, but some of it is outrageous. I start to piece it all together in my head. Keela didn't mention the Ark. Must be specific to me. It makes sense that he got here before me, then. The man in the Ark didn't intercept Keela's trip, but I still have no idea why Keela was brought here. Is it just because he was beside me when I was taken? I explained everything to Keela. He had a revelation about the ritual. He said that your world suffers from it.
Oh, right. I nearly forgot about that. This whole world and the ritual, it ties into the Midnight Deaths. Your two friends, Endymion and Conrad, the ritual they're performing, it's the sole cause of the Midnight Deaths.
Interesting line of thought. I asked him to elaborate. I want to see if his thoughts line up with my own.
Well, their ritual was once a day, and it had to be at the same time, too. The same rules as the Midnight Deaths. There's a time difference, though. Midnight on Earth can be daytime here. Regardless, the ritual steals an Earthling, and when an Earthling comes here, they die. At least, they do on Earth. For some reason, they live on in Terra. There's no other explanation.
It makes sense, but there are a few glaring holes. We were brought here after midnight. We were still able to hear the news of Clace's death. I challenged his theory with that fact.
Hey, you're right. In that case, I don't know.
Furthermore, his theory assumes some odd things. First of all, that Clace is alive and well on Terra, and second, that we are both dead on Earth. I decided not to tell them about the Ark. I'll play alongside this process of thought. If his theory were true, it would be 3 rituals. One for Clace, one for him, one for me. I direct that challenge to Righty. It was only ever performed once a day. Those were Velasquez's strict orders. I don't think they would disobey him.
It can't be a coincidence, though. They're way too similar to ignore. You and I standing here is proof of that. A small timing issue can't prove me wrong. Everything still kind of lines up.
That's not true at all. Clace isn't with us, and Righty says the ritual was only ever performed once. It pokes holes all over Keela's theory. There has to be a reasonable explanation. Perhaps the ritual brought all of you, but you just traveled at different speeds? This would compensate for the difference.
No, it can't be that. We were still on Earth past midnight. Let me think about this for a moment. I got it! You know the news report? It was on TV an hour after Clace's death. What if time on Terra just moves faster? If 1 hour there is 1 day here? Well, it explains everything perfectly. The ritual of another day brought us here. It also explains why we never saw Clace. We came here a day later than he did. He could be anywhere by now, you know.
That's possible. It's not an overly huge difference. Besides, Endymion and Conrad did talk about time's flow. I still dislike the implication that we're both dead. Second, y'all. Coffee time. But some of this is just wishful thinking. We don't know the specifics about either world, namely the amount of rituals and midnight deaths. If we did, we'd be taking steps in the right direction. But again, there were too many coincidences at play. I have to stop considering the deaths a mystery now. We need specifics, but it clearly involved Terra, and the king's ritual was the most probable cause. Keela believes the ritual is responsible, and Damien and Conrad are the murderers. There's logic behind his theory as well. Either way, we can't learn the truth. Not while chilling down in the wine cellar. I'm sure you can agree with me on that one. Righty cracks his knuckles loudly. He then stares down at me menacingly. One very important question remains. One that you can answer here and now. Who do you believe? Will you go back upstairs, Will you travel with Endymion and Conrad, even though the king lies to all of you? Or will you come with us? We can rescue Kalen as a team, and his testimony will expose Velasquez. I can't guarantee your safety if you leave. I won't be able to watch over you anymore. If you side with us, I'll keep you safe. We'll help Kalen reveal the king's motives. That may be how you really save Terra. We're under the hand of a tyrannical ruler.
You're going to come with us, right? I mean, we're friends and stuff.
This is a hard decision to make. If I sided against Endymion and Conrad, they'd hate me. I'd probably make enemies out of Velasquez's assassins. But on the other hand, Kalen might not have proof. The king may not even be as bad as Righty claims. There's also the risk of the rescue mission failing. That, I'd have assassins out to get me. Siding with Righty and Keelah seems very risky. I might not be able to complete my mission as savior. However, if I side with Endymion and Conrad, then Keelah and Righty might become my enemies. Then Endymion and Conrad will bring me right to the king. I'll be able to hear the plan from the man himself. This will be the easiest route for me to take, especially if I want to help the man in the Ark. What if Velasquez did want to use me for evil? There's a chance that meeting him could condemn me. Once we're face to face, he could do anything. And what if Endymion and Conrad have a secret agenda? They are assassins after all, not peacekeepers. This is a tough choice indeed. I wish it were as easy as the choices back in Tokyo. Things are getting far less black and white on Terra. I stand in silence thinking of what to say next. Yes. Alright, I'm going to pause the game right there too. So this is going to be... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, so... I'm already doing kind of like a Keelah run anyway, so... Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!